Is Elon Musk actually going to go through with his plan to buy Twitter, or is it all one big master plan, or perhaps it was not a master plan at all, and this is all going to fall down into the depths of just a distant memory? Which of those options is it? Because there's really only three that could possibly happen, and now we're starting to get more updates on Elon's move to buy Twitter. And before I get into that, let's look at this article here, which I did see as a good news sign. Why Dogecoin could rally after the next dip, a double-digit % bounce may be coming. This article coming in from Benzinga, talking about how Dogecoin is overdue for a big bounce. That's a good read right there, and they did show some chart action here, suggesting that Dogecoin is about to bounce again after they did say it falls a little bit more, and I concur with that analysis. We could potentially see Dogecoin falling more first. I'm going to be very clear and upfront about that, even though technically it's in my best interest to say, oh yeah, Dogecoin's always going up. I would love for that to be the case. We would get more viewers, it'll be more fun, it'll be easier. But the truth is, when Dogecoin does show some signs that it could be about to fall some before the next major run, we're going to talk about it. We're going to continue to be honest. That's the best way, I think, long term, to make sure that we have the best show possible. And so I just want to come out and say that directly. Be careful in the entire crypto market right now, because we may not be done with the fall yet. Now, we will absolutely spike back up again massively in the future, but just bear with the market, pun intended, first, is what we may have to do. Now, we'll continue to monitor it closely, because with that said, it still can spike up basically randomly at any given time, and that's something we're going to continue to monitor. And there are ways to make money even in this market by making specific trades and by finding other cryptos that have great potential or are launching in the right way during this market, and that's what the Patreon is for. There's a massive pick that is coming likely next month, almost certainly next month. Now, I don't have the ability to confirm that because it's not my coin, but the team behind this is literally the best of the best in the crypto space, and I'm extremely excited to be in any way I can helping as a community member and as an influencer. So that project right there, I can't wait to talk more about it soon. That's very, 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 very exciting indeed. But here's the update when it comes to Elon Musk and Twitter, and one of the reasons why this is important to know if you are hoping that Dogecoin is going to spike sooner is because we could see a Dogecoin spike way faster because of this if Elon Musk is able to actually buy Twitter. If it goes through, if the deal happens, if Elon Musk is able to make some changes, then we may not have to wait longer for the next bull run of the entire crypto market. We may not have to wait for something else to happen. Elon Musk is the one wild card key factor that can actually change everything. And that right there is, of course, very easy to consider and think about there as we continue to see what's happening in the market. But Elon Musk right here is now starting to question if he should in fact buy Twitter or not. 70% of Elon Musk's followers are spam or fake accounts. Research analysis says 70%. Okay, well, that's definitely way too high. That's not right. Here's a more accurate analysis. Tech Insider says 23% approximately of Elon Musk's followers are fake accounts. We have some politicians who are as high as over 50% of their followers being fake accounts. So there's lots of fakeness on Twitter. What percent of the daily active users are fake? That's hard to know, but it likely is significantly higher than what Twitter is suggesting at around 5%. The CEO of Twitter just recently decided to come out and do a full long post explaining in detail why they'd believe that the 5% of the users, the daily active users on Twitter, are actually bots and the rest are real people. They tried their best to explain it, but the truth is that right there is not sound analysis. And Elon Musk literally responded with the poo emoji with the smiley laughing face in response to the Twitter CEO. I mean, that right there, that's not holding back at all. Elon Musk just don't care no more. I mean, he's not holding back at all. He's saying whatever the heck he wants to say. And you know what? I respect him for it. I like the idea of open and honest discussion about things. If you think someone's opinion is wrong, don't just try to convince them to change their opinion. Actually change the thing that caused their opinion to be that way in the first place to make it so that their opinion is capable of changing. That's what a lot of people don't realize. People think, oh, I want to change someone's opinion on the mental level without actually doing what it takes to make their opinion worth being changed. There's reasons why people think things, and you can't just change their mind automatically. AMC to the moon first by the looks of it, says Cabria. And yes, we are back in the good old studio. You can see my beautiful Dogecoin coin right there in the form of a pillow, do I, of course, take that pillow and sleep on it every single night, rubbing my head slowly against the very precipice of the Dogecoin's face, tenderly, of course, stroking behind the ears of the Dogecoin dog? Of course I do, every single night. That's just the life of a Dogecoin YouTuber. You cannot be a Dogecoin YouTuber without, of course, cuddling and, of course, maybe going a little bit too far. Okay, well, no, that's a joke. We don't really go too far. We appropriately cuddle our Dogecoin pillows. You have to keep it PG. It's just a Dogecoin pillow. We don't want to be taking it too far. We don't want to be taking it too far. But I mean, I was gonna have some fun with that joke, but then I realized, oh no, someone's gonna take me out of context one day. It's not worth it. It's not worth the joke. It would have been worth it if we lived in a more kind world, but no, social media can be crazy sometimes. I for some reason I just know that someone would take it out of context and be like, look, Matt, look what Matt does. Okay, we get it, hater001 who was 2 followers on Twitter. We get it. You want to post hate. Have fun with that. We should all buy more now. Says lonerism, and Wispy says sus. Oh no, it's sus. Well, what does Matt do with his pillows? Who knows? Anything could happen. Your imagination can run wild when it comes to that. But, of course, my Dogecoin pillow is my favorite pillow. I mean, the Ethereum one's kind of cool. The Bitcoin one's kind of cool. But would I rather lay my head on any other pillow besides the Dogecoin pillow? Of course not. My head has to lay on something that is, of course, beautiful and amazing. As we continue to see more about this, Elon Musk also posted this Twitter poll, claims that 95% of daily active users are real, with the laughing emojis and who me with a bot. 1.5 million people posted that. He also joked on an interview recently about this. So if he is able to go through with this Twitter buy, which at this point is looking decently less likely, I still, of course, believe it's going to go through. But when he's posting pool emojis at the Twitter CEO and he's being directly political, which can be extremely controversial on Twitter publicly, it's going to mean people are going to fight harder for him not to be able to get it. Now, he still can do it anyway, but that premium he was paying may have been a larger part of the reason he got the deal than a lot of people believed in the first place. So if he tries to bring down his offer, well, then it may not come to a conclusion. Now, here's the way that I see Twitter actually ending up having Elon Musk buy it, and that is, of course, Twitter will come to the table. I think they will. They'll bring the price down to approximately 30 billion or so, and then Elon Musk will be able to purchase it without having to rely as much on getting investors from outside sources. Then at that point, Elon Musk will be able to implement some really awesome Dogecoin stuff for Twitter, and just the news of it itself will have the ability to send Dogecoin going up a massive amount. I think it's possible. Now, will we 100% see that? Well, of course not, but it's a pretty dang high chance that Dogecoin will see some really nice price action on that day, and it will be sustained long-term price action because it's not just a hype event. This is actual use case that's being built into the Dogecoin's ability for the long term. That's really cool to see. We also have this right here, which is actually, no, not that. We have this right here, which is crypto rut. Another stable falls after UST and Luna. Now we have the stablecoin DAI, which has been falling. And wait, before you get mad and say, wait, Matt, didn't you say that was a good cryptocurrency to be putting your money in, a good stablecoin? Yes, it is a great stablecoin. I like DAI a lot, but not the one that's spelled like this. The one that's spelled DAI is the good one. This one is DIE, which is a copycat stablecoin. This one you have to be very careful to invest in. Now it's already at its current price of 61 cents, and it's supposed to be a stablecoin that's always worth $1. Now, to give it some credit, it is likely on its way back towards that. It does seem to be going up, so maybe they are fixing the problem in a way that UST was not able to. So there we go. That's a little bit of credit for them, but still, it's a risky investment to put your money into this. The one that's DAI is the one that I trust way more. But that's more and more of a reason. Be careful with what stablecoins you decide to put your hard-earned money into. You did not want it to crash and fall out and lose its peg to the dollar. It has to continue to remain always worth $1 if it has any chance of being a viable coin. And so that's why you want to research. Where do they actually put their money? Pax Gold, Pax Dollar. Those are both ways you can store your money outside of having to have it in a more volatile cryptocurrency. DAI, there's a lot of options out there. Research the best stablecoins. Try to find something that's US based in a large part. Try to find something that's as transparent as possible with where they actually keep and store the funds. You want to see them holding as much actual dollars as possible. And some of them will also do investments and things like that, which is how they end up making profits. But still, that's the most important thing there, is to find ways to make sure they're actually doing the right thing. You said if Doge does not hit $1 by the end of the year, you will delete your channel. That is absolutely correct. If Dogecoin does not hit $1 by the end of the year, my channel will be deleted, and I'm extremely confident in Dogecoin's ability to hit $1 by the end of the year, so much so to the point where I've said that not only once, I've said it like 10 times now, and I'll continue saying it because we know all of the things that are coming this year specifically, and if it does not hit $1, that would be really surprising. Let's just put it that way. We have a lot to look forward to, especially in the later half of the year, which is a decent amount of time from now. But it's still coming. It's going to happen. Doge will hit $1 by June. Rocket Baby says, Mr. Murano 007, worst case scenario, Dogecoin during the next bull run, which almost certainly will happen once again in about 2 years from now, a little over 2 years. If we do not see it happening this year, it will happen in 2 years. But that right there is the pessimistic viewpoint. That's the, I'm very sad about Dogecoin. I do not believe in it. But you know what? We'll still give it some credit type of viewpoint, which is not a viewpoint that I personally have, but it still does feel good to have at least some safety net. Even if we don't see that happening, still we'll see a spike in around 2.5 years, almost certainly, for Dogecoin, maybe even a little bit less than that. Probably around 2 years really is more realistic. That's the worst case. So if you decide, you know what, I'm going to take a bet on Dogecoin right now and buy more Dogecoin at this current price, which is under 10 cents, then you're probably doing that because you want to see it spiking like crazy this year, and that's an extremely smart bet. But if you're worried, I don't know, what if it doesn't? Well, then at the very least, if you're willing to hold it for more than 2 years, then you probably will be even smarter when it comes to your Dogecoin investment. Now, it's even more of a high upside. You don't have to worry as much, is basically the main point there. What's up, Matt? To the moon, says Nim Johal. To the moon, indeed. To the moon to you. Basically, whenever I go anywhere, I'm just like, hey, to the moon, to the moon. You know, most people say, hey, hello, how are you doing? I just say to the moon to everyone all the time. It's all I do. It's my entire life. It's just the way it is. I wake up in the morning, lift my head off of my Dogecoin pillow, put on my Dogecoin outfit, go outside, jog around while listening to Dogecoin music, then of course watch some Dogecoin videos, eat some Dogecoin cereal, check up on Elon Musk's latest Dogecoin tweets, then make a couple Dogecoin tweets myself, then of course go around town telling people, hey, you want to invest in Dogecoin? I say, to the moon, to the moon, to the moon, to everyone who passes by. The mailman comes by, drops off my mail, to the moon, Mr. Mailman. And then, of course, my Dogecoin dog barks at the mailman. Then I go through the rest of my day continuing to do various Dogecoin-related things before, once again at night, showering in a giant tub of Dogecoins. Then, slowly and carefully, kissing each one of my Dogecoins goodnight and putting them to sleep before laying my head briefly down on my Dogecoin pillow before I fall asleep and enjoy a beautiful night of dreaming about Dogecoin. Now, if you're wondering, what is the day in the life of a Dogecoin YouTuber like? There you go. That's the answer. Every single day, every single night, it's exactly the same, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love it. It's the perfect life, isn't it, with Dogecoin? Just imagine. That would be fun. That would be fun. It would be like Scrooge McDuck. You dive into the giant pool of Dogecoins. That sounds beautiful. Unfortunately, though, you don't have the cartoon characteristics in real life, and you will, of course, smash your head against the coins. Very sad. Why can't someone find some way to get around that? Elon Musk, if you want to create a giant foam pit of Dogecoins, there we go. That's perfect. Then we can all dive into our giant pit of Dogecoins like we've always dreamed of. That is actually something I would love to do. Anytime, anywhere, if you can find me a giant pit of Dogecoins, I will be there. I will show up. If you want to take all of my money, the one way to attract me there is make a giant pit of Dogecoins, but don't actually take my money, please. Just let me jump in the Dogecoins happily and frolic around. That would be great. No big money in crypto anytime, it says David. You know, there's a possibility of that. It's fortunately a small possibility because of the big catalysts that are coming that we know about, but still it is possible. We'll be honest about it. It may take 2.5 years, so that I'll acknowledge your comment. You do have a point that there's no guarantee ever in crypto, but I'm still excited regardless because the chance is all that matters. I believe your whole Dogecoin day, says Calculate Gaming. There you go. See, if we have believers, that's the main and most important thing. Everyone in the community realizes that Matt Wallace, when he talks about his Dogecoin day, it is, of course, something that is a consistent schedule every single day. You know what I'm doing. If you're wondering, you look at your watch, I wonder what Matt's doing right now. He may or may not be jumping into a giant pool of Dogecoins. It's possible, depending on what time if you're looking at exactly 4:20, then you know what I'm doing. It's the Dogecoin pool every single time. If you're looking at 6:09, either AM or PM, same thing there too. My head's on my Dogecoin pill in some capacity or another. Bitcoin won't go above 50K this whole year, says David Hans. You know, David, he's on the pessimistic side here, but at the same time, not crazy pessimistic. I believe you, David, are of the opinion that a lot of people have, which is that we are going to be in the same 4-year cycle, and we'll monitor and look at that as closely as we possibly can. But keep in mind too, even between the 4-year cycles, we still do have runs of 100% from time to time. We have runs of 50%, 30%, 40%. And if you're cashing in on those and finding other cryptos, you can still make money. And there's also random cryptos that will just poof out of nowhere and do crazy gains. That consistently happens during those 4-year cycles. So there still is excitement and fun, even if the entire market is not just going to the moon every day. It can't. It's impossible. That's okay though. How's Dogecoin gonna hit $1 with all these new rat coins? Ooh, I don't know. Dang rat coins. You know what? Perhaps if we can somehow eliminate Ratcoin from existence, that would of course free up Dogecoin to do whatever the heck it wants. Good point there, coming in from ER Ramirez. We are in recession as well, says David. Yeah, David keep in mind, David, one thing you're not considering is that most people have a similar view as you, to where they're expecting that we're going to have to wait until we see more economic movement. And with the entire greater economy, there's a lot of truth to that. We probably will have to wait. There could be even more of a recession that happens with the entire market. By the way, except crypto, right now the team is working tirelessly on putting together all these lists. There are hundreds of people, so it's taking time to make sure everything is done perfectly, but it's better it's done right than that it's done too fast. And it is being done. That's all that matters. So just keep that in mind if you're wondering for an update. You're still here. That's cool. I like your attitude, says Eric. Of course. Why? We're not going anywhere. We'll continue to monitor this, and we know what? We still will have fun. Even if Dogecoin's not spiking every single day, there's a lot of interesting news in the market when it comes to Elon Musk, when it comes to cryptocurrency as a whole, when it comes to what people are doing. There's fun stuff and interesting stuff to talk about. And if it does start to form where we're about to see a big spike, we can use the information we have to call that before other people, and then we can play our own cards way better than they can by staying updated. So it's really smart to be in the know. It's really smart to stay energetic and on the ball of the information rather than just letting it go to the wayside. I'll hold mine. I'll believe it when I believe it will surprise everyone, and if it takes a couple of years, it's sure worth it, says Joe Johnson. I happen to agree with you there. Fortunately, though, like I've been saying this entire live, if we do have to wait that long, I'll be really surprised. And of course, if Dogecoin's not hit $1 by the end of the year, you know what I'm doing. You already know. Agreed, it says Lonerism and Dogecoin, a couple Dogecoin going down comments. It is what it is. The people who want to go down will be selling, and they're going to be the ones who do cause it to fall some, and they already have. After that sell pressure ends and there's not many more people left to sell, that's when it's going to spike up like crazy again. Calls on Doge puts on Rat. It says acceptable ape. Oh, that's funny. 227 days left for final stand as well, says Steve. That's actually, we actually have a good amount of days left. We'll retire and we'll retire happily if that happens, but it won't. Don't worry. Government regulation on crypto. What's the latest, says Louis. Right now, we are still seeing people in the government trying to go against crypto. A lot of them are older politicians who are very out of touch and very unpopular, except for in their specific districts. Those politicians are the exact opposite of what we want to see in Washington. They're self-motivated, they're self-interested, they're using political stuff, and they're using emotional issues to try to gain support for themselves and make more money themselves. So it's all a big, I would say, scandal when it comes to that. Nonetheless, those politicians do want to see cryptocurrency heavily regulated. They don't like it. They don't want to support it. And now that Elon Musk is coming out and being more political on Twitter, those people are going to go even harder against crypto, which is why I've been saying since right now, I haven't said it yet technically, but I've been thinking for a while that Elon Musk would probably be smart to remain relatively out of politics if he wants to dabble in it a little bit here and there. Now, it may already be too late for that to happen, so it's up to him at this point what he wants to do. He probably has a way bigger plan than any of us could even imagine, but at the same time, if I was personally advising him, I would say use your influence a little bit more carefully without being overt or too political, because you can actually accomplish more of what you want to see. If you're supporting one party or the other, then all that's going to lead to is one party getting too confident and then more corruption happens. You have to have both parties scared that they're going to get voted out of office regardless of any emotional issues. If they do a bad job, if they print too much money, if they're spending too much, they're going to get voted out, period. And I would love to see Elon Musk focus more on that and focus more on the specific things he wants rather than the specific sides here or there when it comes to politics, because Elon Musk does have good intentions. He wants to make the world a better place. He actually is trying to do that in any way he can, even if it has to be political. He understands the consequences. He's already tweeted multiple times that he knows what's coming. There will be people who go after him now, and I really respect the fact that he's willing to go out on a limb for this. Is it the best strategy? It could have been done in a way that I think would have worked a little bit better in terms of actually improving the country. But could it still work? Absolutely. Does he have a plan that's way more genius than we could ever imagine? It's absolutely possible that that's the case too. So we'll make sure that we're watching. I mean, he did get as far as he did. And you know what? None of us are nearly as successful as him. No one else in the entire world is. So he did something right. He knows what he's doing, to some degree at least. And I think that will carry on, and he'll continue to be successful with whatever he chooses. If this is the next thing, then so be it. We'll see exactly how it unfolds. It's the right thing to do, LOL, says Lonerism. Mining to let the revolution begin, it says E.R. Ramirez. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are massively changing their stances on so many things because of Elon Musk. Love your work, Matt. Doge Hodl says gone viral. I like that. Coming in with the chat. Much love there. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Fast Stand, and I will see you in the next video.